Okay, and here's another video. This video is exercise 5.7 at the end of chapter 5. This deals with the formatting3 file. Here is the formatting3.xlsm. The problem says the file contains code that is very difficult to read. Besides that, it contains an error. Reformat it with indenting, white space, and comments. Fix the error so it runs correctly. Okay, so let's take a look. This says sub-formatting. That's the name. And then we have a width. So I'm going to take all these widths. I'm going to select this, and I'm just going to hit this indent with the tab. And with all these lines selected, it's going to move all of them over like that. Isn't that beautiful? That's pretty cool. And then there's another one right after that. So I'm going to go ahead and select all these inside of that first width construction. Indent again. I can either click the button or click tab. And then we have one here just by itself, so I can indent that. And inside of this is another width, so I'm going to take these guys and indent. Let's see, where is it? This one. No, where to go? Width and width, width and width. So I think it's these guys. Let's start with that and see how we do. This is going to get an indent. This is going to get an indent. And let me go ahead and add some spaces here. A little bit of white space is not bad for every width. This one is with a range A1, so this is correct. And this ends that width. And then here's another width. So let me add some space here. And all I'm doing is I'm adding some horizontal space and some vertical space here. So this line is going to go indent. And then this one is inside of that width. So inside of this width range is this width font. And then we're going to take these lines and indent these one more time, like so. And then we have ended this. Here's the end width for this width of font. And then we have another width. So this one is going to get indented as well, because this is still inside of the range A3 and A6. We'll indent these guys. Let me add some more space here. And let's figure this one out. So where is this one? This is still inside of the range. Let's see, is that right? End width. Okay, this might be where the error is. And the reason why I say that is because at this point, I'm noticing a new reference to, let's see, a different object, right? Excuse me. So it's the same sheet, but this shapes right here is referring to a different object rather than range A3 through A6. So what I'm going to try to do, let's see if this works, is I'm going to end this end with this range, and I could do I could pull this out. This is still inside of the WS width, right? So let me go ahead and pull this outside of, let's see, now I get my widths right here. This width. Let's see what happens if we do this. And this one, I think, is going to be parallel to this first width, is my hope. And we can check that in just a second. And then this width, of course, is coming back there. Let me add some space. Okay, so we basically have one width here with the WS data. And then inside of that, we have two big ones. We have a range A1, and then we have a range A3 through A6, right? So this goes to this one. And let's check inside here. Width, end. Is that right? Width, end. Oh, interesting. So there's three ends here. This one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. This one goes with this one. That's right. In this one, we have A3 to A6, which ends here. So let's check inside here. We have a font that starts here and it ends. And then we have another range inside this range. Okay, so this one also needs to come out. So I'm going to pull this one out, and I'm going to put it below this guy. And we're still talking about this width up here. So this width is the third range inside of, and let me get my indents right. This is the third one inside of WS data up here, right? So let's check. Here's our first one, range A1. Here's our second one, range A3 through A6. We can format this a little bit better here. Here's our third, our range B3 to B6. And then we're going to end this one. And then we have another one where we go to shapes. We could potentially include this because it's the same sheet. We could include the shapes interior. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as a second width for now, and let's see if this works. So I've made some changes. I'm going to go ahead and save my file. Actually, I'm going to save it as a different name so I don't lose my original file here. And I'm going to go like this. You can save it however you want. I have a crazy naming scheme. Now that it's saved, let me go ahead and then click inside the sub and click on run, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we do have an error, runtime error. Object doesn't support the property method. Let's see what happens. Okay, so maybe this is the error that it's talking about. With datasheet shapes, rectangle 1, interior, pattern XL grid 15, pattern color. Okay, so it's talking about this shape right here, right? That's the one that I assume it's talking about. Okay, it looks like the last part here that we needed to fix was to change the object. So we needed to change from shapes rectangle 1 to rectangles 1, and that will work. So once we have that in our code, then this sub will work, and we are good to go. Again, this is question 5.7 at the end of chapter 5.